Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk about the three-man militia, and it's going to be, in particular, water. All right, now I want to talk about massive shit hits the fan type situation. And I've already talked about all this to the community leaders in my community. Really, in the way of taking action, there's very little action we've done, but that's not the important part. If you understand what I'm talking about on preparing and getting yourself ready, you know we don't really need to do that many exercises and be like a military unit and going out and practicing all this stuff all the time. But what you do need is a plan, and that is exactly what we've been working on. But and it's in our small little community, like 300 in the community. I'm expecting it to grow more than 1,000 in our community. So trying to get, just within days. So trying to get the water that these people need will be a chore. Now, how is that going to happen? Personally, I don't know. I am not part of a water militia, but you need to have a water militia, and they need to have this figured out how they're going to do it. Right now, I'll tell you, in our community, I don't view it as a problem. I say we've already talked about it somewhat. Now, for one thing, our community has got a volunteer fire department. So our community does have tanker trucks, trucks that haul water. So we can get water. Water will not be that problem. We have ponds, we have a river, we have creeks. We've got a lot of water in our community. So now to get it treated, that is what's going to be the problem, how we're going to do it. I know it would be nice if you were in water militia, that you would have access to a water buffalo. A water buffalo is a tank, a big water tank, and it's on wheels, a trailer. And you can get them pretty reasonable, I'd say a couple $100. And they're stainless steel tanks, you can get them military surplus, and this way you would have water, and you'll be able to figure out. But I say, I'm not into this stuff. This is what the militia is supposed to be doing already. They should have the knowledge on what they're going to do, how they're going to purify the water for people. And like I say, they need to have it and be able to distribute it to the people that need it. And so these are all things that need to be planned and thought out of now. It'd be nice if you could check water. The three-man militia on water purification should be able to have the knowledge and have the stuff needed that they could test water wells, the water in water wells, any kind of water that's being stored. They should know how to store it, because they really can't produce water as they need it. It'd be nicer if they could produce water 2 or 3 days ahead of time before they need it. And so in other words, right when the shit hits the fan type situation happens, they can immediately start getting the water getting purified for the next day or two. In other words, stay ahead of the demand. And they should be able to, while they're doing that, they should be able to, like I say, test water, whether it's going to be in creeks, ponds, or whatever, and be able to test it to see what kind of purification they're going to be needing to work on that water. And they will have options, and they should be thinking about this now, because when the time comes, the water people will probably have 24 hours to have a plan not only in place, but they're going to have a usable, how do you say it, a usable process going to start getting water purified, because like I say, they need to stay ahead 2 or 3 days. So within the first 24 hours, they need to not only have a plan, but they need to have it in place and operating, so then they will be ready within 48 hours. And so there's things that you need to do now. And the funny thing is, and that's what makes the three-man militia such an asset. Once you get this planned out, once you get this figured out, the three of you, you have this figured out. Once you get it all figured out, and you've talked among yourselves, you've worked out a plan, you've got it all picked out good. You know it's going to work. You know you can do it, and then you don't need to worry about it anymore. It's a done deal. Now you can move on and learn something else. But that's the gold mine in the three-man militia concept. It's nothing you have to do all the time. Once you have the plan in place and you've tossed it around, you've juggled it around, you've kicked it around, you understand the plan is a good plan, then you can brag about this plan. You can brag about it, and then maybe you'll find somebody that knows more, and then he can let you know about your weaknesses in this plan. But you have to have a plan. That's the important part. So and I say, so do it, get it together, and have it so it sounds reasonable. And then brag about it and give others the opportunity to tear it apart. And when you're bragging about it and you're acting like you know so much, there's going to be other people that they want to learn too. They want to join your militia. It might not even be in the water militia. It might be in something else. So, but you'll have something to talk about and brag about. That's what you need to do. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.